Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 72. Another episode in the month of October. Let's get into the NFL recap of last week and look at the games that are coming up this coming weekend in the National Football League. So we're going to start with last week's games we're going to start, beg your pardon, sorry. It's college football. I'm going to start with college football first, not NFL. College football first. College football is going to come first. The recap of college football, the NFL be later on, but the college football recap from last week, including the college football games that's coming up this week. So we're gonna start with Miami and Florida State. That was the game right there. Number 3 versus number 18. Miami handled the Benz 28 to 22. They had a 28-3 lead in this game. 4 touchdown passes by University of Miami quarterback Carson Beck. 2 touchdowns scored by Daniels and Tony apiece. They're definitely dominant wide receivers at the wide receiver position. They was able to get it done and did it in grand fashions and winning the game 28-22. Give credit to Florida State. They battled back, including a 96-yard drive to cut into the lead. And this game that got out of hand for Florida State, but they was able to come back and make it a game. And they was able to make it closer than it really was. So, but Miami held on and it won 28-22, and now they stayed in the top 3, the rankings, and that's 2 straight losses for Florida State. So good win, great win for the Miami Hurricanes to beat their arch rivals in their building at Doak Campbell Stadium on the road. So give them credit. See, when we look at the wide receivers for Miami, like Tony, especially him, reminds me of Santana Moss. There's a lot of Santana Moss, and he's very explosive, a wide receiver. He's so quick, stopping a dime. Also, he can beat you deep, and also he can run after the catch. So he can do so many different things like a complete wide receiver. And 7 catches, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. James had 5 catches for 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Those are guys that were dominant at the wide receiver position for us, catching the ball. Um, 4 touchdown passes for Carson Beck. Defensively, Miami had 2 sacks. So they did what they do, and they had 2 interceptions by the defense. Secondary, Bryce Fitzgerald and Jacoby Thomas. So big win for Miami to win the game, and now they got a bye week coming up. They're forced to have a 19-play, 96-yard drive. So that's it for that. Also had a couple of upsets last week. Texas and Penn State got upset. These are 2 teams that were supposed to do so great during the season. Showed that preseason games, preseason rankings are so overrated because you don't know how good a team is. So you play out the season. And they got upset last week. Penn State lost to UCLA 42-37. Florida beat Texas 29-21. So the result is Penn State and Texas are not even ranked in the top 25 due to these losses. So those are the big time upsets last week. Penn State and Texas losing. That's what stood out last week. It's amazing, man. They're not even ranked. Texas is not ranked. Penn State is not ranked. In the AP top 25. So it shows you, man, like you gotta be able to live up to the hype, the expectations. It's a long season. You don't know what can happen, but Texas and Penn State are not in the top 25. They dropped out. They're out of the top 25. Right. Let's get into this weekend's schedule. Right now, you got Ohio State playing Illinois. That's a good game. Number 1 versus number 17. 17th ranked Illinois against number 1 Ohio State. Alabama travels to Missouri. Number 8 Alabama against number 14 Missouri. That's a good game. The best game, without question, is Indiana versus Oregon. A top 10 matchup. Oregon's number 3 in the country, number 7 in Indiana. You got Oklahoma versus Texas. Red River rivalry is renewed. And that's basically it. Georgia Auburn, that can be an interesting game. And Michigan USC. So those are interesting games. So I think Ohio State will beat Illinois. I think Alabama will beat Missouri. I think Oregon will beat Indiana. Oklahoma will beat Texas. I think Michigan will beat USC. That's it for that. For the college football landscape. Again, let's get into the National Football League. Right now, we got the NFL game going on right now on Prime Video. New York Giants 1-4 are beating the Philadelphia Eagles 7-3. The Eagles got a field goal. Then Jackson Dart ran for a 19-yard touchdown scramble, and they lead 7-3. And plenty time for Philadelphia, and now the Giants got the ball back. The Eagles teams coming off a loss. Both teams are coming off a loss. The Eagles lost last week 21-17, blowing a 17-3 lead against the Broncos at home. And then the Giants lost last week It was 26-14. It was the score last week, 26-14. So both teams are trying to bounce back from losses. Last Thursday night, you had the 49ers over the Rams, 26-23. Vikings beat the Browns 21-17. Colts beat the Raiders 40-6. Texas beat the Raiders 44-10. Titans beat the Cardinals 22-21. This is a game that was crazy because this Titans snapped a 10-game skid and all that, but the game shouldn't have been come down to that. This running back did a crazy thing, losing the ball while he was headed to the end zone. Amari Imakato, like he had a 72-yard game-sealing touchdown. Instead, he dropped the ball just before he ran to the end zone. That could have gave the Cardinals a 28-6 lead. Now, this is on the defense of the Cardinals. They hadn't been giving up the lead. All I had to do is just make stops. So can't blame this all on DeMarcado, but I blame also on defense because Tennessee was able to take advantage by going 80 yards for his first touchdown in 8 quarters. Uh, Cam Ward got his first win at quarterback. Let's see, look at his stats, how he do. His first win. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he did throw for 265 yards. And Kevin really had 131 yards receiving. It's a bad loss for the Cardinals. The best game of the week was the Buccaneers and the Seahawks. Shootout between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. And the Buccaneers won 38-35 on the road. Baker Mayfield had a great game, 379 yards, 2 touchdowns, 29-33. Puka had 163 yards on 7 catches, 1 touchdown. And so far, he has 25 catches, 445 yards, 5 touchdowns. So this guy's a rookie. He's playing excellent football off the bat. Already has 2 100 yards receiving games, 2 consecutive games in a row. So see if he can do what he can do against San Francisco. Right now, the Giants just scored. So they lead 13-3 with the extra point pennant, but the Giants were up 14-3 last week against the Saints and lost the game. So it's early. So see what happens. They can hold on to the lead. But anyway, speaking of Tampa Bay, they played 49ers 4-1 versus 4-1, 425 game. That could be the best game of the week. But this rookie, the book is playing very well. So I need to be said about that. All right. Bengals lost to the Lions 37-24. The Commanders beat the Chargers 27-10. Patriots upset the Bills 23-20. So there are no unbeaten teams in the Jaguars. Beat the Chiefs 31-21. 31-28, excuse me. So there are no more undefeated teams in the NFL as of right now. Everybody has a loss. So look at this week schedule. Look at the games that's interesting. Let's see. Seahawks and the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's an interesting game. Tampa Bay and San Francisco may be the best game. No, Detroit and Kansas City may be the best game. They play on Sunday night, even though Kansas City lost. But the best game, record-wise, is San Francisco Tampa Bay. That may be the best game. Minnesota and Houston, they got a bye week. Right, so these games I got Denver beating the Jets. I think the Patriots beat the Saints. Pittsburgh over Cleveland. Dallas over Carolina. I think Detroit would beat Kansas City. I think Tampa Bay would beat San Francisco. I'm getting to the Major League Baseball postseason recap. Everything's definitely shaping up as far as the ALCS is concerned. The Yankees lost. Getting to the Major League Baseball postseason recap. Everything's definitely shaping up as far as the ALCS is concerned. The Yankees lost last night to Toronto. So Toronto, they advanced to the ALCS. Um, Big time win for them. Big time series win. So they advanced. Winning 3 games to 1, winning 5-2. Other scores, got a game 5. I believe tomorrow the Tigers beat the Mariners 9-3. The Cubs beat the Brewers 4-3. And the Phillies stayed off elimination, won 8-2. On Tuesday, Yankees won 9-6. The Mariners won 8-4. Monday, the Dodgers won 4-3 over the Phillies. Brewers won 7-3 over the Cubs. Sunday, 13-7. Blue Jays over the Yankees. Mariners over Tigers 3-2. Currently got a game going on right now. We got 2 games. One game about to go to the ninth inning, tied at 1-1. Dodgers and the Phillies. Brewers and the Cubs at 9:08. Tomorrow we got game 5 on Fox, Tigers and the Mariners. All right, so let's get into on this day in sports history. Conclude this show. Happened on October the 9th. The first league sanctioned baseball World Series began as New York Giants actually beat the Philadelphia A's 3-0 in Game 1 at Columbia Park. Ty Cobb stole home in the World Series game. Woodrow Wilson, the president, became the first U.S. president to attend a World Series game. Babe Ruth hit his first World Series home run on Sunday game ever pitched by Carl Mays. Let's get over some of these accomplishments, moments. Buffalo Bills quarterback Joe Ferguson passed for 419 yards with 5 touchdowns as they beat the Dolphins in overtime. Miami 38-35. 1988, Dennis Exley is the first to save all 4 games in a championship series. 1988, October 9th. Yeah, they swept the Boston Red Sox 4-9, according to what I see. 1989, October 9th, first NFL game coached by African American Art Shell, and the LA Raiders beat the New York Jets 14-7 on Monday Night Football. Dean Smith retired. He was the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. He retired 1997, October 9th. That's it on this day in sports history. Yeah, Red Sox got swept by the Oakland Athletics 4 games. All right, so that's it for tonight, man. Check out my recent article. It should be up on the website, 52asports.com. recent article. It should be up. That's it. Let's check it out. Wrote about the NFL, college football recap, Major League Baseball outlook, the postseason. Lawrence Morton played with Syracuse. He passed away last week. So that's it for episode number 72. Be back next week for episode number 73 of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell on Elevation 5280 Sports and Lifestyles. Stream live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So until then, talk to you next week, next Thursday night. Talk to you soon. Mikey Show.
Give me that mic.